Let's talk about some other high availability techniques that you can use when designing your networks. You can, for instance, choose to have a layer 3 link between your distribution switches. If you did that, you will be breaking your layer 2 loops. In that way, you will be getting rid of spanning tree protocols, which is a good thing. The disadvantage of this design is that you can come across unwanted traffic patterns. So let's imagine that you have a device here that wants to reach the internet, and this is your default gateway. And let's imagine that this link went down, then your traffic pattern will be this. You don't want that because this access switch is moving traffic that originated in a different access switch. In order to avoid this, you will need to avoid the spanning VLANs across your access switches. That means, for instance, that you will only have VLAN 30 here and VLAN 40 here. And if that were the case, if this link went down, then this device will become your default gateway, and your traffic pattern will be better than the previously explained. And you can also choose to have a full layer 3 network. That means using layer 3 devices as your access layer. That means that you will have to spend a little bit more of money getting layer 3 switches for your access layer. And this can work well because you can get rid of spanning tree protocols and the first hop redundancy protocols. And you can face some issues with applications that are bound to a layer 2 network. For instance, let's imagine that you have one access point here and another access point here. And let's imagine that you have a user that is having a voice over IP call using wireless IP phone. If your user is moving and it stops using this access point and start using a different access point connected to a different switch, that user will experience something that is known as a layer 3 roaming that can become an issue. So be aware of issues like this when choosing to have a layer 3 full network. Cisco recommends using a stack-wise or stack-wise virtual solution. In that way, you can have a multi-chassis Ether channel. That means that you will be having Ether channels that are using different chassis. And this is a good solution because you get rid of spanning tree protocol and fixed hop redundancy protocols. So this is the best and recommended solution for Cisco. You can also use FlexLink Plus, which is a Cisco feature that lets you have an active link and a standby link. In the event of the active link going down, the standby link will take over to move traffic regardless of any protocol. Let's talk about a bit about the usage of fault-tolerant devices. Remember that fault-tolerant devices are devices that have 2 supervisor cards, several fans, several power supplies. You can get a false sense of security and design your network like this, using only one device at each layer. That is not recommended because you will have a single point of failure, and Cisco recommends always having hardware redundancy. Hardware redundancy will give you more advantages because, for instance, if one device becomes buggy, you can isolate it from the network and keep your network running, work on that device, and then when you fix it, you can put it again into your operating network without ever disrupting any traffic at all. So using hardware redundancy eliminates single point of failures, and it is recommended for your headquarters, for your big enterprise networks. You can choose to use this design, for instance, in branch offices, where you can relax your best practices for your designs. That's it.